Naruto. Chapter 590 shows Itachi handing Sasuke the missing record. Shisui's eye, Konoha leadership, Tobi's bargain, and the parents waiting in the dark. If you think the order was just Danzō's crime, or just Hiruzen's command, the manga makes the answer more uncomfortable. That forehead touch looks like a goodbye. But inside the story, it works like evidence being transferred from the dead witness to the only survivor allowed to keep living. The tempting assumption is simple. Find the one man who gave the order, put the massacre on his name, and the rest of Konoha can stay outside the frame. But chapter 590 doesn't behave like a confession from one villain. It behaves like a record with multiple hands on it. So the real question isn't only who killed the Uchiha. It's who authorized Itachi's order, Danzō, Hiruzen, or the village system that needed both. The first partial answer lands early. The manga points to Konoha leadership moving against the Uchiha coup, Danzō forcing the brutal option, and Hiruzen confirming enough that the Hokage office stays inside the blame. That makes the memory transfer more than grief. It's the first time the cover story starts losing control. I get why the simpler versions stick. For years, the easiest reading was that Itachi did it for power, then later that Danzō alone used him, or that Hiruzen was secretly the mastermind behind everything. Each version has a hook. Itachi acted like a monster in front of Sasuke. Danzō had root, suspicion, and Shisui's stolen eye tied to his name. Hiruzen was the third Hokage, so if the village moved, the office can't pretend it was somewhere else. But chapter 590 doesn't hand us a single villain stamp, it hands us a chain. The Uchiha are under suspicion after the Nine-Tailed attack. Their isolation intensifies. The coup becomes the pressure point. Itachi becomes a double agent between the clan that raised him and the village that commands him. Here is the first break in the old rating. If Itachi simply wanted power, why does the later reveal spend so much time on the people around him making choices before he ever draws the blade? The spared brother is the clue. Sasuke survives because Itachi's mission was never ordinary obedience. It was execution plus cover story, wrapped around one exception the village didn't fully control. And once you see that exception, the question moves. Who built an order chain that made one child responsible for burying an entire clan? Chapter 400 is the first major manga turn where Sasuke hears that Itachi's motive wasn't what he thought. But we have to be careful with it because that account comes through Tobi, and Tobi is manipulating him. That doesn't make chapter 400 useless. It makes it an accusation, not the final verdict. Tobi gives the outline, the Uchiha coup, Konoha leadership, and Itachi trapped between village and clan. Chapter 590 is stronger because it gives the receipt from Itachi's own memories. We see the Shisui context, we see the leadership pressure, we see the Tobi meeting, we see the parents waiting, already understanding what the night has become. That is why the Danzō only answer breaks. Danzō is central, but the order chain isn't a private route errand floating outside the village. It exists because Konoha leadership had already defined the Uchiha coup as a village threat, and the Hiruzen only answer breaks too. Hiruzen's failure isn't the same shape as Danzō's violence. Danzō forces the brutal option. Hiruzen hesitates, loses control, and later confirms enough that the Hokage office can't step outside the blame. If Hiruzen wanted peace, why does chapter 619 still make his confirmation matter? That question has to wait until Sasuke stands in front of the resurrected Hokage. Before the massacre becomes a night of blades, it's a political failure with geography. After the Nine-Tailed attack, suspicion hardens around the Uchiha, and their isolation becomes the condition that makes the coup believable inside the village. Itachi's double agent role matters because he's not outside that pressure. He's inside both rooms. To the clan, he's one of their own close to village power. To Konoha, he's the insider who can report what the clan is preparing. Then Shisui's alternative collapses. The important object here is Shisui's eye because it marks the point where a non-massacre path loses to caution. Danzō doesn't merely disagree with a peaceful solution. His pressure helps remove it. That means the massacre is not presented as the first option. It becomes the remaining option after the path that might have stopped the coup is broken. That is Danzō's fingerprint, not just suspicion, not just ugly politics. A failed alternative collapses and the village shadow gets deeper because the method can be denied by the people who benefit from it. Chapter 5. 190 also brings in Tobi's bargain. Itachi and Tobi carry out the massacre, but execution is not authorization. Tobi helps make the impossible night physically possible. He is not the Hokage office, and he is not the clan's political judge. The parents waiting in the dark keep this from becoming a strategy chart. They know enough to understand the shape of the night. Their silence makes the order chain personal, because authority has reached the house before the blade does. And Sasuke, the spared brother, becomes the living contradiction. If this were only Itachi's hunger for power, Sasuke is a witness left alive for no useful reason. If this were only Danzō's private crime, Sasuke's later rage wouldn't need to climb from brother to village. The target changes because the evidence changes. Chapter 6. 119 is where the question lands. Sasuke stands in front of the resurrected Hokage and asks for answers, and Hiruzen confirms the account in a way that pulls the village system back into the room. This is not the same as saying Hiruzen personally designed every brutal step. The better supported raid is more precise and more uncomfortable. Institutional responsibility plus Danzō's coercion. Tobi's chapter 400 account gives the accusation. Itachi's chapter 590 memories give the receipt. Hiruzen's chapter 619 answer gives the institutional confirmation. Danzō made the order brutal. Konoha made it official. Itachi made it disappear. That line explains why Hiruzen's confirmation matters. If the order was only Danzō's, the village could exile the guilt into one shadow operator. If it was only Hiruzen's, Danzō's theft of Shisui's eye and his pressure on Itachi become strangely underweighted. But the manga gives us a chain. Leadership treats the Uchiha coup as an existential village threat. Danzō turns that fear into the massacre option. Itachi executes the order with Tobi and saves Sasuke as the exception that later breaks the story open. The final culprit is not one signature. It is a system that needed Itachi to become the signature. That brings us back to Itachi's memory transfer. At the start, it looked like a brother saying goodbye. Now it reads as the moment a sealed record changes hands. That forehead touch is not just a goodbye. It is the moment the order stops being a rumor and becomes evidence. Seen that way, Sasuke's rage makes more sense. He doesn't simply learn that Itachi loved him. He learns that his brother became the cover story for a village decision, and that the one survivor was also the one person positioned to judge it later. The memory contains love, guilt, duty, and evidence in the same gesture. That is why the scene still hurts after the explanation is finished. The order wasn't clean enough for one name. If you had to judge the order chain, would you hold Danzō alone responsible or put the Hokage office on trial with him? Tell us where you would draw that line in the comments. We separate the legend from the canon chain of evidence. Thanks for watching. See you next time.